You're watching NTC News, DeKalb County's only television news source, on the campus of Northern Illinois University and from the Northern Television Center. This is NTC News Tonight.
It's happened to many of us. Times we know we probably shouldn't drive. I'm Cassie Merleau. Thank you for joining us tonight.
And I'm Ericka Exton. Maybe it's after having a bit too much to drink or being awake way too long. But when it comes to prescription drugs, where does the line exist? That question is at the center of a criminal case being decided in DeKalb County's courtroom. NTC's Alan Kozlu takes us inside the controversy for the first time in county history, inside a criminal trial with a television camera.
Emotions ran high here on the first day of the Patricia Schmidt reckless homicide trial as parents of Tim Getzelman and Lexi Weber took the stand.
1989. Dawn Weber and Tamara Getzelman fight back tears while being asked questions about and shown pictures of their respective children, Lexi and Tim. It's an emotional display that likely would have had an impact on a jury. But this is a bench trial, meaning the final ruling will come from the presiding judge, Robin Stuckert. Schmidt had the most grievous charge of driving under the influence of prescription medications dismissed due to lack of evidence. But that still leaves reckless homicide and aggravated reckless driving, Class 3 and 4 felonies respectively. The prosecution is arguing that by driving at all while she had a seizure disorder, Schmidt was acting recklessly.
That caused the death of Tim Getzelman and Lexi Weber. I'm confident that you're find guilty of all the counts of reckless homicide and of aggravated reckless driving.
The prosecutors first called eyewitnesses to describe the accident as it happened in February 2011.
Now the witnesses described Schmidt's truck passing here through the turning lanes, missing the cars in the other lanes before entering the intersection and striking Tim and Lexi's car. The real question of this trial is, should Patricia Schmidt have known better than to have driven having a seizure disorder? And should anyone with a seizure disorder know better for that matter? And if that's the case, when are they going to start revoking licenses? After the eyewitnesses and Tim and Lexi's mothers were brought in to testify, the arresting officers gave their testimony. Video footage of the officers' interviews with Schmidt was also presented as evidence. The defense chose not to make any opening statements until after the prosecution finished presenting evidence. They did conduct some brief cross-examination of the prosecution's witnesses.
She was cooperative with you?
Yes, she appeared to be.
She gave you her insurance, she gave you her driver's license?
Correct.
Now the trial continues March 3rd. If she's convicted, Patricia Schmidt faces probation or up to 5 years in prison. This is Alan Kozlu reporting from Sycamore.
Alan told us the trial will continue next week at the courthouse in Sycamore.
And as we said, the trial is groundbreaking in another way. Our NTC camera is the first in DeKalb County history to be allowed to record a criminal trial.
Former NIU Police Chief Don Grady has fired a civil lawsuit against the university. NIU says Grady has removed from his job because he allegedly violated his contract. But Grady's lawsuit claims he was wrongfully fired and treated more harshly because of the race. He is also claiming he never received a hearing. He believes his punishment was more extreme than those involved in highly publicized coffee fund scandal 2 years ago. Grady is asking for his job back pay and damages along with the apology from the university.
A 29-year-old DeKalb man has been sentenced Tuesday to 7 years in prison for running a meth lab in a DeKalb hotel room. Thomas Wilkinson agreed to plead guilty in exchange for dropping all other charges. 6 others accused in connection with the conspiracy also accepted plea agreements. 9 others have charges pending.
The university is looking to make significant changes to the culture in DeKalb. There have been issues with execution and funding. Brett Tudela has the full story.
Robin. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Baker.
NIU President Doug Baker has spoken at multiple events recently. His message? Creating a student-centered community, not just at the university, but in the entire city of DeKalb. While speaking to the City Club of Chicago last Thursday, Baker pointed out a lot that the school is successful at, but also spoke to what parts of Northern he wished would improve. By using last semester's Bold Futures workshops to gauge what changes NIU could make, Baker thought that students could use the university as more than just a place to get their degree.
And I'm concerned that we have too many students leave the university before they graduate. And one of the things that really gets students to stay is that engagement.
He brought up a triangle-type system that connects the students, faculty, and alumni as future employers to create a thriving community. Baker and NIU have been working with the City of DeKalb and Mayor Ray to find ways to get more of that community that they desire.
It's obvious when the university is on break, the students leave the area. The university is an economic driver.
One way both parties can think to help their improvement efforts is to hold more events at the Convocation Center. The city and the school both feel that the 10,000-seat facility is being underused with a lack of events other than university athletics, and will survey the community to find out what they might want to see there.
I think that entertainment can be broadened.
It's just a great rallying point to bring community and university together and share those experiences.
They would like to add more events at the Convocation Center, around campus, in downtown DeKalb, and create more places for students to hang out. The school has also met with the Student Association Senate to get more of an understanding about why students are leaving for the weekends.
You can stay on campus during the day and you feel welcome, you feel like there's a place where you can sit, get a cup of coffee, do your homework.
Well, what we're really striving for is student career and life success. And to have that educational experience means that you need to stay around and have the educational experience.
Baker and NIU will hold more Bold Futures workshops coming up, as they will attempt to turn the school into what they call a university of the future. Reporting from DeKalb, Brett Tudela, NTC News.
Thanks, Brett. And on the subject of improvements, Butterburgers and frozen custard should be coming to DeKalb this summer. A couple plans to build a Culver's restaurant near the NIU campus. They plan to replace the old Siesta Cancun restaurant by Fatty's on Lincoln Highway. They are pushing for an opening of August 1st, but the city's permit process could delay it.
Before we go any further, let's get a look at our weather window for today and tomorrow.
All right, well, my name is Brittany Merleau, and today, oh my gosh, we are in the wind chill advisory. We are seeing temperatures as low as 20 degrees today, and tomorrow isn't going to look any better. As we take a look at our temperatures for tomorrow, it's going to feel like negative 28 degrees as the actual temperatures are going to be in the single digits. It's going to be very windy and breezy as the temperatures are affected by that. We're going to see winds up to 25 to 35 miles per hour, and we're going to remain, like I said, in this wind chill advisory again for tomorrow. One thing is, we are going to have sunny skies, but we're not going to feel that sun. So for more on this week's wintry weather, and yes, we do have snow in our near future, stay with us. You're watching NTC News Tonight.
Thanks for calling the GED Pep Talk Center. Jerry Stiller speaking. Your level 7 in-your-face pep talk.
I can keep pushing you. Believe me, I'm good at it. But at some point, you're going to need to start pushing yourself.
See, once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell them. You can't change your past, but you can definitely change your future.
That makes me so happy, I'm ready to bust out a dance.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? My gentle technique isn't really working. You need something a little more
persuasive.
Yes.
You listen, and you listen good.
Hey, where's my sandwich? Terry? Terry!
Take it from me, the King DMC. It's a real cool thing to get your GED.
Get that diploma!
Now hold on and we'll find you free GED classes. Capiche?
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
Welcome back, everyone. Today was absolutely cold out. We were in a wind chill advisory. Now, I was not ready for this today. I was used to the warm weather we had last week, and I was hoping that would stick around, but it didn't. We are going to have this wind chill advisory not only today, but also into tomorrow. Today, we did feel a temperature of a -2, but our actual temperature was 11 degrees, actually. It was above 0. But tonight, the actual temperature will be dipping below -5 today. Even though our days are getting longer, we're still in this cold weather, unfortunately. Now, here's what's happening. This cold Arctic air is coming from up in Canada, pushing its way between the low and the high as those are spinning, just pushing it right through to us. We're going to see this cold wave stick with us for the next few days. Now, for this time of year, this is 20 to 30 degrees below our normal temperature. So this is not usual for this time of year. So unfortunately, this area right here is going to be absolutely cold tomorrow. As you can see, this is the actual temperature, this cold blue area for today, tomorrow, Friday. We're going to stay in that cold air. Saturday into Sunday, and it's just going to remain there through Monday. So it is going to be very cold this next week. Now, as if the cold wasn't enough, here comes the snow. Yes, winter is not over, even though it's the last week of February. We've got spring break in our minds, but here it is. Snow is being pushed along actually by the strong winds, and it's going to move across all through our area, and we're going to see 3 to 4 inches by Sunday. And here we are, Friday at noon. Nothing's going on, but this is the storm right here that's going to push its way through the wind to us. Friday night, it's going to enter our area, Saturday a.m., and through Saturday, the rest of the day, we're going to see 2 to 4 inches by Saturday. Sunday, it should start to taper off. We may see another inch, but that'll slowly push out of our area. Lake effect snow may be in our area, but hopefully not. Tonight, partly cloudy, very, very windy. It's going to be a low of -5, but it's going to feel like -22. Yes, we are back to those temperatures again. We are going to see gusts up to 35 miles per hour, which is why it's going to feel so cold out there. Now tomorrow, the sun's going to come out. It's going to look beautiful, but it's not. It's going to be freezing. We're going to see a high of 5 degrees. The wind chill is going to actually drop from tonight into tomorrow. So there is not going to be warmer as the sun comes out. It's going to be -28 degrees, gusts up to 20 miles per hour. It's going to be cold. Wear those jackets. Stay inside if you have to. And as we move into tomorrow night, it's going to be mostly clear because we have a high pressure system in our area, but it is going to be a low of -10. It's going to slightly warm up wind chill values up to -22 as the gusts start to slow down, and that's why those temperatures are going to slowly get warmer. Now, as we move into my 5-day forecast, like I said, Thursday sunny, very, very cold. It's going to go into Thursday night into Friday. Those winds are going to remain there. And then as we move into Saturday, Sunday, that snow system is going to push into our area. We're going to see 2 to 4 inches, and it's going to remain here until Monday starts to taper off, and we'll see temperatures start to go back up. Now that's it for weather. Let's send it back to the desk.
If you're a gun owner, you can get a permit to carry a concealed gun as early as next week.
And has Governor Quinn been wasting millions on an anti-violence program? These are today's state lines. Illinois State Police say they're getting ready to issue the state's first concealed carry permits in the coming days. The first license could be issued next week. Gun owners began applying for the permits last month after Illinois became the last in the nation to allow concealed carry.
Some Illinois Republican lawmakers say that they want a criminal probe of a $55 million anti-violence program Governor Pat Quinn created. A state audit says the Quinn administration did not properly choose community organizations to run the program and failed to stay on top of how money was being spent.
Chicago police say visits to gang members' homes to issue warnings seems to be reducing violence in the city. Police say since it began, not one of the more than 50 people visited by police has been arrested for a violent felony.
Government security experts working on the rollout of President Barack Obama's health care law initially were worried that Illinois computer systems could become a backdoor for hackers. The administration says the findings are outdated and no successful cyber attacks took place. And those are today's state lines.
Tension in Arizona is building over anti-gay legislation.
And it looks like we may be winning the battle against childhood obesity. Here's what's happening in today's World Watch.
There's heated debate in Arizona over a controversial religious freedom bill. It would allow business owners to deny service to any customers based on their religious beliefs. Supporters say the bill promotes religious freedom, but critics claim it discriminates against gay people. The measure passed state legislature last week. Governor Jan Brewer has until Saturday to sign or veto the bill. If she does nothing, it automatically becomes a law.
New data suggests significant progress in the last decade in the fight against childhood obesity. A study focused on younger kids when eating habits can be established for better or worse. It's a promising sign as communities look to prevent trends that can lead to cancer and heart disease.
The Department of Homeland Security has cut the numbers of federal air marshals on commercial flights over the past 3 years. Budget cuts are blamed for the move. The agency is reducing the staff through attrition, but declined to say how many positions have been eliminated.
One of the largest trading platforms for Bitcoins is still offline. Mt. Gox was taken down Monday by the company that operates it. Millions of dollars are at risk, and some people who invested in the digital currency now say they're worried. And that's today's World Watch.
Hi everyone, I'm Tudela for NTC Sports. After a tough loss in Miami to the Lebron-less Heat, the Bulls headed to Atlanta yesterday to take on the Hawks. First quarter, former Bull Kyle Korver hits a three to extend his consecutive NBA record consecutive games with a three-pointer made. Jumping ahead to the end of the third, our play of the day is this shot by DJ Augustine. Half quarter banked it in. Played fourth now. Hawks' DeMarre Carroll chucks a three over Taj Gibson and hits to put the Hawks up 2 late. Next Bulls possession, Joakim Noah over to Heinrich. Carroll fouls Heinrich. Heinrich gets 3 shots, hits all 3 of them to put the Bulls up 1. Under 20 seconds now, guard Jeff Teague drives past the Bulls defense, but he steps on the baseline out of bounds, turnover, Bulls ball. Bulls hit 2 free throws. Now, next Hawks possession, Myke Scott loses the ball on the jumper there. Heinrich grabs the loose ball. Teague fouls him a little hard right there. Tempers flare a little bit, but cooler heads would prevail. Bulls win by the final score of 107-103. Moving over to college hoops, some history was made in Peoria last night. Lone unbeaten Wichita State became the first team ever to start the regular season 30-0 by winning at Bradley. Midway through the first half, Tequil Cotton pushes the ball up to Ron Baker, who throws down this one-handed jam. More from Baker now is in the second half. He kicks it out to Fred Van Vliet, great name, who knocks down the 3 there. Cotton gets the steal around half court late in the second half and hits the breakaway 2-handed flush. Wichita State is the first team to start a season with 30 wins since the 1990-91 UNLV team that lost in the national semifinal. Wichita State is looking to build off of their Final Four appearance from last season and they are in a great position to get a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament if they stay unbeaten. Staying with college basketball, the NIU men will host MAC leaders Toledo tonight, and at 7. Tomorrow morning, the women will host Toledo at 11:30. That's a time change from a previous time. Now the Blackhawks will return to action after their Olympic break tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden to face the Rangers before their outdoor matchup against Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins at Soldier Field. Brittany said that was going to be really cold and snowy. It'll be fun conditions for the players, I'm sure. That's it for sports. We'll be back after this break.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
College students already know how tough it is to battle exhaustion and traffic to get to class on time. But the Career Builders website has found some interesting numbers about people who can't get to work on time. Almost a quarter of the 3,000 full-time workers surveyed said they are late about once a month. 15% said they are late about once a week, but employers aren't without understanding. Almost half of bosses reported that they don't expect workers to be on time every day. Surprisingly, almost 20% said they didn't care about tardiness as long as the work gets done.
With the kind of weather we've been having around here, you can imagine how often people have to be late to work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have to keep leaving earlier and earlier. Well, we want to thank you all for being with us. NTC News Tonight is production and directed by students here at Northern Illinois University.
Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll be back this same time Monday. Drive safe and stay warm.